preparing for Utah when you've got a full year's worth of game film to go on, as opposed to having just a couple of weeks?
Oh, it really had to try to go back and study UCLA and any other places that Norm Chow has been, and trying to get, carryover plays and carryover concepts to add to the first two games, knowing that this will be the third game where there'll be something that's a little bit different that we haven't seen yet, and do your best to prepare and then adjust midstream. And I'm sure there'll be a play or two or a grouping of plays or two that we haven't seen yet, and you just do your best to predict it.
Also, how big of a difference is it coming home after playing in two, very interesting settings on the road?
I think the timing is great. Our team actually, I thought, responded really well to both of our road challenges and competed very hard, while the execution can certainly keep improving, and I'm not sure where we play will be the significant difference right now. I'm more interested in just continuing to improve maybe the cleanness of how we execute.
Bronco, the focus has been on the lack of offensive production, but the defense, you've held two good ranked teams, below 20 points right now. Where's the defense at this point in the season?
I think that we have a lot of potential, and I think they're playing hard, and I think they really have a lot of heart, and they're physical, and I think that they're confident and optimistic, but also realize there's a lot of room for them to continue to grow, and that's what I'm going to challenge them with.
Bronco, looking back at the 6 years that you've coached in the rivalry game, what stands out as your most memorable play, and what stands out as your most haunting play?
Wow. Man, let's see. The most memorable play is probably the Johnny Harleen catch at the University of Utah, and the haunting play is probably the blocked field goal a year ago. Hard to say, I just remembered, but I guess since I just remembered, the Andrew George touchdown would probably be third if I get a third place vote.
And then Brandon Ogletree didn't play, Mike Hague didn't play. Can you give us an update on them, and also Jordan Pendleton, I think?
Yeah, Mike Hague will play. Remind me of who else you asked?
Ogletree.
Ogletree will play, and Jordan Pendleton does not look significant in terms of injury. Probably won't practice till about Thursday, but should be able to play.
And then after the game, you said you didn't think the play calling was all that conservative in the second half. After reviewing the film, are you standing by that assessment?
I am standing by it, and again, one of the things that I think has been downplayed a little bit, at least from my perspective, is the number of blitzes and the different types of looks that Texas gave us, especially the second half. It had us on our heels, and they were attack-oriented. They ended up catching up to the play-action pass. They had taken away the run game, and it was difficult to move the football. But I think a lot of that was the variety and amount of pressures and different types they brought after us, and they had a really good plan.
Can you give us an update on Quezada? Fans are very surprised that he hasn't been playing, and you said last week that you had no idea what was going on.
Josh missed most of fall camp with an ankle injury, and I'm as anxious as anyone to have him back in the production role that I think we'd all like to see. And it's just taken a little bit longer than what I think any of us thought for him to get back where we believe he can be.
And this week was the ankle as well?
More of just timing and consistency. I think the ankle is strong enough now. Now it's just a matter of getting his kind of running form back, I would say.
Coach, could you characterize your thoughts on the rivalry? Is this a game you look forward to, you're anxious for, you kind of dread? Will you kind of sum that up a little bit?
Dread's too strong a word, but I like the competitive nature of the game, and I like games that are going to be fiercely contested. And this game, I think five of the 6 games we've played after having splitting 3-3 have gone down to the very last play, not just the last quarter. And so that part of it, I think, is really exciting. All the rest of it, in terms of how my neighbors and anyone else react to it, I could do without.
Bronco, Jay Keeps' development at this point, is he where you thought he would be, or what, behind?
You know, I think he's about right on. Again, the biggest thing that would be helpful to Jake and our offense is more balance. Being able to run the football more effectively, I think, would have his development take off, and he's having to carry a little bit too much of the load right now.
In the past, you've said